What's up? What's up? What's up? I felt like Martin today. Welcome to Chat Her Up. Today, we're going to recap Love and Marriage Huntsville, Season 9, Episode 5. Its title is Big Discs Energy.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was a very telling episode.
Yeah.
What would you rate it?
I would say a solid 7.5.
I agree.
Oh, okay.
I agree with that.
Okay.
All right, but before we get started, do you have any chapstick, anything? Let me think.
Biden pardoned his son today.
Yeah. And, as he should have, I think.
The United States elected a 34 times felon.
I still can't believe that.
Who only ran for office so he didn't have to go to 2 more trials.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for real. All bets are off at this point. We are banana republic. Just call it what it is.
Okay.
We are banana republic. So,
but I don't blame him for doing it.
He would have been foolish not to. Mm-hmm. I don't know a parent in the world that if they had the opportunity to get their children out of a situation that they wouldn't. It's called nepotism. It's called all sorts of things. But the reality is, he was in trouble. Hold on for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Muhammad. Sorry about that. That was my Instacart.
Was that your doorbell I heard?
Yeah, that was my Instacart. I had ordered some wood. Girl, my furnace. We got a brand new furnace. It's not even 24 months old. Heat ain't working.
What?
So we got somebody in here fixing it, but it's cold. I had to order some firewood.
I would have too.
So yeah. But yeah, anyway, we can go ahead and get started. It's the episode starts with Destiny going to her storage unit. What you think about it?
You were just laughing. She couldn't even save it, hold back her laughter. Here's what
I laughed because it wasn't that big of a deal. That it looked kind of like in St. Louis, we have flea markets.
Mm-hmm.
The flea markets are in storages. So
that's new.
Yeah, so each person has a storage. Mm-hmm. Some have double wide and triple wide, depending on how big your store is. And you pull down the door just like that. That's what it reminded me of, because if you look, all the doors on one side were all decorated.
Yeah.
Which tells me that they work outside of those offices. So that's not a foreign concept to me. And, because I used to sell homemade goods. And I've done the flea markets before. Mm-hmm. I made a homemade lotion that I used to sell. I give it away as gifts now. But yeah, so I've worked, a whole bunch of like events where like Marsau and them tried to do.
Mm-hmm.
I used to do those all the time. Any black convention, I would rent a table and sell your goods.
Yeah. No, we used to do those as well. But that is obviously a funny part of this show for a lot of people based on the comments that I've been seeing today. They are really going in on her for that. But I looked it up just because of all the jokes she was getting. It's definitely not new. A lot of people have their offices in storages now. A lot of people run businesses out of storage. And there was this girl on YouTube last night. She has an entire wig shop in storage where she does the try-ons, the
Yeah,
color. I mean, she is full-fledged business. So, at least she hasn't 100% given up. Let me just say that.
yeah.
You
Oh
know.
yeah, I mean, I didn't see anything wrong with it. I kind of laughed at it only because a lot of people were, but this isn't a foreign concept to me. Like
Yeah.
I said, I've personally done this before, and it's fairly inexpensive. You have to pay extra for like electricity because all units didn't have that.
Yeah.
I never needed that. I never needed electricity because I never like set up shop. Like
Mm.
I would make my products at home and then bring everything there. The only thing I would bring is some comfortable chairs.
Yeah. And because she did say some of the people have decided to open up their business or whatever during certain hours of the day. And
Yeah,
that part is new to me because I didn't think you could get on the lots to the storage place unless you had a storage. You got to enter a code to get in and everything, at least here, all
yeah.
the ones I've ever used. So I was surprised to hear that. But, you know, she's trying. So there you have
I
it.
think that there are people are coming up with cost effective ways to do certain things
Yeah.
because there are a lot of businesses that need an office but not necessarily want to spend that long money.
Yep. Yep.
You
That's
know what I
true.
mean? Because
Yeah.
it comes with a lot of bills. A storage unit is an X amount a month. That's all you pay. There are
Mm-hmm.
no surprises. You don't have to worry like about electricity. You buy your own phone. I mean bills like electricity or
Yeah.
gas, or, that sort of thing, or water. You just taking care of this. You use the facilities there, and it's usually reasonable in price. So, and people are really creative about how they decorate if they invest
Mm-hmm.
out of it. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And you're right. It is what it is. At
And
least
it's
she hasn't
nothing
given up.
wrong with the stuff that she's selling. I definitely don't see anything wrong with it. Candles and t-shirt, e-commerce type, anything e-commerce is cool. I mean, just think about it. I'm sure um old girl, she didn't have a big warehouse like that initially. What's her name? Stormy. You
Stormy.
started off small. She said she started off in her kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
It just seems like she's taking steps backwards. And I think because she once had a store and it's going backwards. But it is what it is. I
Oh,
think
you think that's going backwards for her?
it is. It's
She's a hundred.
definitely.
She's 100% online now.
And
So
that is definitely fine. She doesn't need that office if she's 100% online
yeah.
because you can
So
do that out of
do
your
you,
house.
right. So do you still think she's going backwards if she's 100% online?
No,
Okay.
no. If you're selling products online, e-commerce is e-commerce. People can make really good money with e-commerce. We've definitely seen it. We see Stormy. And I was, like I said, I wasn't introduced to Stormy via, well, Stormy the personality, but I was buying her products before this. I just didn't know who she was. But
Yeah.
I will admit that her commercials that she used to have, I thought were hilarious. I shared you all one that she did. That's actually old,
Yeah. I
real,
saw that.
real old. That was like before COVID old, or maybe she did it during COVID. But I know that's when I saw that commercial of her getting that serum because I
Mm,
remember thinking, I'm gonna get me some of this serum because and they recreated, for those that haven't seen it. Stormy does a commercial with when she did these oil. She did that oil. I really think it's just black seed oil. Um, that she was selling for $20, the
mhm.
4 ounce. Maybe it was 5 ounces or $25. Anyway, it was good. It was really good because I really did use it for. I had a part on my left side. When you get a little older, you realize you can't part your hair in the middle no more. So you need to part it on the side. I was going through that crisis,
Oh my goodness.
and my part on the side felt thin, and I came across her serum, and I did order it, and I do think it worked. I do
Good.
think it worked. So I mean, I wasn't mad at it, but once I started using it so thick, I just remember thinking this ain't nothing but black seed oil, but it
Good.
was some good stuff.
Yeah. Speaking of Stormy, I did that just reminded me she was on TikTok this weekend. As
Yeah.
was Melody, or not. Well, how what do you
Yeah.
call Friday or whatever.
Yeah, I
And
saw
then I
it.
know Tisha had her
I
stuff.
think she's on there now.
Who?
Stormy, I think she on live right now.
Oh, is she live now?
Mm-hmm.
They said she sold over like $1 million worth of stuff.
Again.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, good for her.
So
I
yeah.
look. I'm not mad at the sister. She took an idea that I
Mm.
ain't gonna even lie. I wish I had picked up because it's white label products, and I ain't hating on her. I promise you, I'm not. I like I said, I'm mad at myself because I didn't think of it because I stay on Temu and DH Gate and
Mm-hmm.
Alibaba looking for stuff, and I've seen those products. I just it wasn't that big of a deal. So when I
She is live too.
Huh?
She is live. I just pulled it up.
Yeah, she's live. And
But
I
yeah.
ain't mad at her. I really ain't. Because it's genius.
Yeah.
And now she ain't making products. If y'all notice, she don't even sell them other products no more.
I never hear her talk about them, that's for sure. But they are still for sale at local stores here whenever we
Yeah.
go out. So she did pretty well in sales. Melody, it seems like Melody did pretty well as well. They said she sold almost 8,000 products.
Yeah. Good
So
for
that's
her.
good. So that's good. Yeah. So hopefully,
And
they.
I think she was just selling packages at $40. So
No, she
you
was selling a couple different things. She even had
oh, okay.
yeah, she even had that what do you call the Oli vitamin, Oli.
Oh.
She even
Yeah,
had that on.
you know what? I did see that. A lot of people were selling
Mhm.
goalie. They was on sale for like $12 everywhere.
Yeah, and Jordan just bought one like a week before last. So I'm like, well, how's this?
Yeah.
I had never even really heard of it until she showed it to me.
They're
So
supposed to be really good
yeah,
for I know calming you down. Like
yeah.
it's good to take
Oh,
at the end of the day.
oh, okay. I think she
Yeah.
told me that actually. Anyway, yeah. So hopefully all the girls have made a little coin.
Yeah, I ain't mad at them. I'm not mad at any of them on
Mm-hmm.
that. Like, make your coins, girl. Throw them labels, take them labels, and slap
Mm-hmm.
your name on it. Shoot, show me one I can get my name on it, because I sure will. Because I know I spent some time. I spent time on it just looking at stuff.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's definitely crossed my mind because like I said, I made my own product like Stormy initially did.
yeah.
Like your labels and you buy stuff and you put it together. So I'm not mad at her. I'm not mad at them for
Mm.
coming up with a cost efficient way. I think Stormy's product is a little bit overpriced, but I mean, it is what it is. I ain't mad at her.
Yeah. All right. So what happened after that? Okay, so Destiny did her little storage. Her and
And
Martell was
then
shopping.
Melanie, it goes to Melanie and Kimmi
Oh
doing that little quick workout, and then why does Kimmy look so youthful? Don't she look younger for some? Am I tripping?
no, she does. She does. She really
Okay.
does look young.
I mean,
Like
she
she's
looks
younger, and
younger.
she does. Maybe it's because she's just wearing her natural hair more so this time.
She
It's not
looks
a
really good
or
for
something.
somebody that Kimmy got to be in her mid 50s,
I think
like
so.
because she turned 50 the first season.
Did she?
With
Well,
the
because I
year
knew that there was an age
she
difference in her and Maurice, but I
Yeah,
didn't know.
she's like 49. Maurice was at A&M in 96. I mean in 98. I missed both of them. I left in 96.
And I think
So,
he's a few years. She's a few years older than him.
right.
So yeah, she's probably in her early 50s. I
She's
would
in
say.
her she's in her mid 50s.
She looks good.
She looks very good.
She does. Yeah.
She looks
What do you
very
think
good.
about that? The whole conversation, the way that Melody brought up the DUI.
She was messy. She was messy, and Kimmy gonna give her the business when she I'm hoping Carlos King gave them the episodes and they watched them, because I could guarantee you Kimmy gonna give her the business, because I don't think Maurice's case was settled before the reunion,
No. Well,
so I can't
I
remember.
don't know. Well, no. Well, he just settled that like within the past less 2 weeks maybe. So
When
no,
did
it
they
hadn't
had?
been
But I
said.
didn't even know when did they had a reunion.
Um, maybe a month or 5 weeks ago or so.
Why did they have it so early?
That I don't know.
Because that's what's so confusing. Because they're only on episode 9.
Yeah.
So why would it seems like they had the reunion by the time they was in like the second episode? It seemed like I could remember y'all talking about it. And I was like, well, how many episodes is in this season? Because
Yeah.
usually they don't film the reunion until pretty late.
Yeah. So no idea why they did it earlier. A lot early. But yeah, it's over. It's over and done with.
Maybe it was going to fall too close to Christmas.
That could be.
And, you know, the holidays. Maybe that was the issue.
Yeah, it could be.
But I know that Kimmi going to give her the business because, you know, they're vindicated in some respects. Because I still don't know how you can get a DUI dropped.
Not even the first time?
I've never heard of that. Usually, even if you go through something and they drop it, it doesn't get dropped. It gets I forgot what it's called. Don't it get like put on the shelf, so to speak?
I don't know. I've
The
never.
way that it was worded, almost like, and if you don't do anything within an extra period of time, this won't show on your, but it's still, his was dropped. It's a little bit different.
His was dropped. And so what do you think about them saying that was lipstick on his face? And her questioning her for when she said, so it's a tree came home in the middle of the day.
I mean, she know it was in the middle of the day. They got arrested at 12 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah, so she's like, Melody, stop. And Kimmi was like, well, everything you need to know is public record. It's on public record. Other than that, I don't have anything else to say. And, so she's protecting her husband. I get it. Melody wouldn't gonna stop asking for a while, though. She was like, okay, so that must mean yes. And Kimmi's like, no, don't put words in my mouth. I think that would probably be the best part of the reunion is to see the interaction between them two, because I hear it's going to be pretty explosive.
Who made her cry, allegedly?
I think it was Kimmi.
So that's probably why. So yeah, because my whole, I guess, of anybody for real, Kimmi and Maurice have been really nice.
They really have, yes.
Toward Melanie and Martell.
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that, nice maybe isn't the word, neutral. They really do try to stay out of it. People present things to them and they usually come up with a diplomatic way to say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So when somebody is in that same predicament, you kind of expect that same treatment.
Yeah.
And I think that here was the first test to that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
This is the first test to that. And I think Melanie failed. And I like that Kimmi knew in real time that she was being messy.
Yeah. Kimmy's she's pretty quick. She knew what was coming. Yeah, so their interaction is going to be really, really good, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it's long overdue because Kimmi has never really had this kind of drama.
Yeah.
You get into it with Melody, it kind of takes it up a different level. So
this is
good. But she wasn't shy about anything she said. I was like, Melody, you are cracking me up.
Yeah. Yeah. It didn't, the walk away from that is, of course, she can't say anything. Whenever you got these ongoing cases, you really can't say anything. I always say you got to take the Teresa Giudice. I always say that. I always think that was Erica from Beverly Hills' biggest mistake. You got to take the Teresa Giudice's approach. I can't talk about it. I can't talk about it. Why you keep asking me about it?
She said that a lot too.
Yeah, why you keep asking me about it?
Yeah.
Like, I could tell you what I could tell you is what's public knowledge.
Yeah, yeah.
and just
Well,
leave it there.
I'm glad it's been dropped, and I'm glad nobody was hurt.
Yeah.
Um,
And I will say this, and here's the difference between, say, a Karen Huger from Potomac and a Maurice. They all, I can't remember if he said it. I know Kimmi didn't, but you you have to let things play out, and just leave it there. Talking
he
about I'm gonna
said that.
yeah, he didn't say I'm gonna be vindicated, and that all that foolishness that Karen's saying. You know what I'm saying? And he was, but he
No,
didn't say anything. There isn't. I don't know exactly what happened because it's not very clear.
right.
Because I can tell you, excuse me, what the rumor is, but it's not based off of anything but the streets, and we know the streets ain't always truthful. And
Listen,
the rumor was, which ain't worth the hill of beans, because I ain't trying to be sued by nobody. Um, because I got $2 to rub together. Um, the rumor was he was just driving. He had been out all night and had fell asleep in a car.
hey, misbehaving stranger
That was
Ranger.
the rumor, is that he was asleep in the car. Whether or not the car was on or running is never been clear. That part
So
has
was
never been
he?
clear.
Did you hear like where was he sleep?
No, I didn't hear. And because I had never heard the other part, that somebody said that he was with a woman. I didn't even hear that part.
Hmm. Yeah, I heard that when it initially happened. And then whether he was or not, they said the red on his face was lipstick, which I didn't think it
Face
was.
didn't look red though. They show his mugshot.
Yeah, and it was just a little bit of red right under the lip area. So they thinking maybe he just didn't get time to wipe it off. Wipe it off. I don't know. I don't think he was cheating, and I think that's what some people are trying to say.
I had never even heard that part.
And then Kimmy said it to Mel. I think it's in the preview for next week. She kind of said, "So what are you insinuating that there's?"
So I think that's where the rumors are gonna come from.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, see, I didn't hear that part. That's what I'm saying. I had
hmm
just heard that he was asleep in a car.
Oh, yeah.
But I wondered, did they do a breathalyzer, or did he refuse? Because I do hear you don't have to do a breathalyzer.
You
I don't.
don't. I don't know if you. I know that you don't have to, but I thought that if you say no, I don't want to do the breathalyzer, then you had to be arrested,
Oh, okay.
and
So the
because they
breathalyzer
had
could.
to take you.
Okay.
That's that's what I believe. I don't know. I've never experienced that or known anybody that
I
has.
haven't either.
Yeah.
Because
So
when I'm so goofy. Hold on.
misbehaving, where you been? We've been here. Me and Joy just yapping it up, trying to.
Sorry about that, guys.
Mm,
Um, I got you want to go on and talk about the conversation with Marsau and Tisha?
yeah. I thought that was kind of weird. I thought it was weird because Marsau was a little short with her. I thought so. I get. Don't tell me how to. Talk to my brother. Don't tell me what's going to work with my brother. That's that was a little short the way he said that to her. Um, and she said, "Well, I'm just asking. I'm just trying to see. I thought he spoke to her not in the best way, and it was a little bit of a shock to me because he's been doing so much better this season, showing more respect for her than he ever has. So I thought that was just a little off. He was not happy to get that advice on on what to say when he called him, and I didn't think he was saying anything wrong by suggesting that or even asking about that. So I was a little shocked. What did you think about that?
What question specifically?
About Maurice. You know, have you talked to him? What are you going to say? Are you
Oh
going to call him?
no, I definitely would have called my brother.
And
If,
he
if,
said, "Don't tell me how to talk to my brother." He was real
well,
short. I thought.
that's him trying to have bro code. They talk. He didn't want to tell Tisha, and he wasn't going to tell the TV. That's what that whole conversation was his way of. Girl, I ain't gonna tell you what I told my brother off camera. That's what it was. That's how I took that whole conversation. You know he talked to him. You know
Yeah,
he had a conversation.
yeah. I'm sure they
Everything.
did. I'm sure they did. Their brothers, but I still think he should have adjusted the way he talked to Tisha. You know, he
Um,
kind of cut her out like she didn't really have an opinion. Don't get me. I didn't like that. So yeah, of
yeah.
course they talked their brothers, but Miss Behaven says, I wonder if the scenes were placed out of context because at field day they were lovey dovey. Right. Well, yeah, yeah, they were. But she's always willing to be lovey dovey with him, even when they're kind of
Mm,
going at it. I think he should. I just didn't like the way it came off. That's all.
mm.
It is what it is, though. What else you got, Joy? Are you multitasking?
I am. Girl, he couldn't fix whatever need to be fixed. We gotta wait till the morning.
Oh,
Woo, child. We
yeah,
stressed over here.
not bad. It's
But
cold. It's 29 degrees outside.
hi, it's
29
like
degrees.
night. I don't even think it's that much here. Let me
Oh,
see.
wow.
It's cold.
Yeah.
It's 27 degrees actually.
Oh, good.
Feels like 17.
Marsau better hold Tisha close if you want to. I mean, it's true, Misbehaving. He's been
He
doing so
told you
good.
if he wants to hang into that number one spot, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that'll hold Tisha close if he wants to hang into that number one spot. I think that um Marsau talks harshly to her because he definitely don't have the emotional intelligence to understand that I need to protect my brother. You know what I mean? And the conversations that we had are private. He don't know how to talk to her just like as a human. He's very I don't I like Marsau, but he kind of panics in a way. And
He's been.
you know what I mean? Like he panics. He don't have time to think. He just talk.
Mm-hmm. Well, after all these seasons on here, we've seen him talk horribly to her. So, and I kind of thought they were beyond that, but nobody's perfect. So
Yeah. It is what it is.
it is what it is. That's so
Yeah,
true.
it is what it is. Next question. The next scene was um I don't know why what's her name? Kimmi and what's her name went to that little store together. I guess because she wanted to make sure she in enough scenes. Because it
Ooh.
didn't make they went to go pick up the trophies.
Oh, her and Destiny. Oh my God.
Destiny, yeah. They
Why
went to
is everybody talking about Destiny's skinny braid?
her skinny braid.
Yeah, you didn't
He
notice
had it
that?
braided into one.
Yeah, and they said they were too skinny. Uh-huh.
Oh, she had two braids going down.
Misbehaving.
That's because people like to put a whole bunch of hair in
Right. She doesn't need to do
and
that.
make it really, really thick. I don't think there is a right or a wrong way to really word it. I know what you mean. People usually make it
Hmm.
thick around the size, and she probably did that herself.
Right. So I thought it was cute.
Yeah,
But Misbehaving says he doesn't talk harsh to Melody. That's definitely true. In this season, or at least the second half of this season, he seems to be trying to get on Melody's other side, the good side.
that was so strange to me. If you're talking about like their little outing thing, that was so strange to me when I was watching this. Why go so hard? I get, you know, you don't even know what's going on. You know, the only thing that I could think of is maybe he sold on the rumor and not what we're watching out on TV. because for those that don't know, I'm sure all of you all know, the rumor was Mel that Martell was trying to put out this video or revenge porn to a blogger or something, and then they were
Mm-hmm.
supposed to create some website or something
Mm-hmm.
and pretend like somebody else put it up or something. It was some weird, I called it conspiracy theory. I thought it was ridiculous, but it is what it is. People really believe that. As a matter of fact, if y'all go back at the beginning of last season when Nell had that little tea party, there was a girl that was there, allegedly. I can't remember who. She only said like one thing. She was the guest of Tisha, I believe, correct? Or was
Yeah,
she?
she was there with Tisha, which is
Yeah,
also very
I don't
strange.
know her name, but it was one of her friends that was sitting next to her. Allegedly, that is the girl. Allegedly, that
Cordon bleu.
yeah,
Cordon.
that's the girl that was going to set up either the picture or the website or something. And
Yeah.
she got cold feet, allegedly, and told Mel.
Yeah.
So that's the rumor. But I can't emphasize to you all that you can go online and read Melanie's complaint. None of that's in the complaint. What's in the complaint and what he was charged with and what he was convicted on, because the reason he's saying he wasn't convicted is because he appealed it. And that's why I wondered, was his probation stayed or something? Because that's why I kept asking you all last week, is he on probation or not? Because if he was on probation, he would be almost off because he was convicted in like March or February.
Yeah, it was in May.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Mm-hmm.
Well, he would have been almost finished. I don't know why I thought it was earlier than that.
Yeah, it was in May. Now, it happened earlier than that. It
Yeah.
happened
So I
in
don't know how
January when
that,
he was
to be
arrested.
honest, I'm not a lawyer. I
Mm-hmm.
just play one on TikTok every once in a while. But I don't have, so I have no idea how that works. But anyway, what he was charged with was, I could even tell y'all the day. Y'all remember back in the day, I mean, not even back in the day, about 2 years ago, it was like August 2022, I believe. There was a day on Instagram that Martell and Mel was going back and forth, going off on each other. This was after the divorce. This wasn't when they were together in any way. They were in court. At the time, we thought it was related to that other court case where the child abuse case. They were, because I think that's how it started. If y'all remember the situation with his son, this was after
Mm-hmm.
that. They were either in court during that time or had just finished with court. I think they had just finished with court. That's why it's like August. And he kind of won parts of that case, and a couple of things she won.
Yeah.
If y'all remember, she said she was going to appeal the case because Martell, he didn't win because he was asking for full custody. Let's be clear. So he didn't win there. But there were things that he did win, like being able to contact her. That's why I asked you all before, because that was in there. That was one of the issues that they had. The judge that they had was the lady, and she appeared to be leaning toward Martell because she was
Yeah.
saying things like Melanie was unreasonable with the contact. The whole thing about the birthday came up. Remember the birthday party at the skate
Yeah.
rink?
Mm-hmm.
That came up. They were saying that was unreasonable. So it was several things that were
But
specifically.
none of that was connected with what happened in January with him getting arrested for harassing communications.
Actually, it does. It was when that case either had just ended or was still going on. All of this worked because they were arguing about that without arguing about that on Instagram. They were going backwards and forth for so long. Remember, I was sending you all the texts. I was like, this is crazy. because I didn't have Melanie, for whatever reason, blocked me from Instagram. So
Deal.
I didn't have her Instagram, but I was in this group and it was somebody updating them pictures every second. They went back and forward for hours.
Updating what pictures?
Oh, they were screenshotting the pictures because I couldn't pull up Melanie.
Okay.
I could only see Martell's because she had blocked me on Instagram, is what I'm saying. So in these groups, it was somebody posting what they posted on Instagram like every few minutes because they went backwards and forth for a long time. It was really, really ugly. It's that argument that Martell says, stop, Melanie. If you don't, I'ma send this. That's what it was about. It was literally that incident.
Yeah, but he was convicted of that.
I didn't argue and say he wasn't. I'm just telling you it was that incident. He was trying to get Melanie to stop arguing.
Okay.
And no, stop saying stuff on Instagram. He was like, let's stop. And she wouldn't stop. And that's when, when she did stop? When he sent that picture. And she stopped.
Okay, you're saying she stopped when he sent the RP picture?
Yeah, no. So what happened was they were going backwards and forward. He wanted her to stop.
Yeah, which is ridiculous. But he wanted her to stop, and you saying she did stop when he sent that picture over.
And allegedly he sent the picture over, and that's when she stopped. And he sent it to her. Well, okay. Melanie at the time didn't think anything of it. So maybe this was 2022. So a whole year goes by, because this is what the issue was. A whole year went by, and there's this rumor, again, that he's trying to put this tape out of those two in the website and all of that foolishness. When Melanie caught wind of that, because this is allegedly happened around whenever that tea party scene was done. This was going on during that time.
Yeah.
Melanie had caught wind of it, and so she filed a complaint. It took them for like a whole, I don't know how long went by, but it was a real long time. And
it was a year.
Yeah, it was a long time. That's why I said this started actually in 2022. It wasn't even 2023. It was 2022. And Martell, it was in January of last year. He pops up to go somewhere and he gets arrested. And it's harassing communication.
Yeah, it was January of this year.
And that was January of this year. Correct.
Right.
Yeah, but that's the domino effect. They were arguing about that case. Because Martell had kind of won. He didn't win. But things went more favorably for him. And Melanie was pissed. And because she started online.
But he started in general on and offline.
We can argue that all day long.
No, but it doesn't matter that she started online. It doesn't matter, though. It doesn't matter that she started online with that, because they had already been going through all of their drama. So when he was arrested for that, he was arrested only for that. It might have stemmed from the argument that you're explaining, but none of that had anything to do with him being arrested. He was arrested because of the threat that was in the picture he sent.
That's it. That's what I said.
Yeah, I know, but you're saying it's all connected with the other stuff, and it's not.
I'm saying that we knew where it stemmed from. Because it stemmed from that conversation and him. And the only reason why I kind of knew about it, because shortly after it, you could go back and watch the interview he did with Heavenly. They kind of sort of mention it. He does. This is when he admits that he has a video.
And so he was charged with it. So what do you think made him say on the show this weekend that he wasn't charged with anything?
I have no idea because he
I just thought it
definitely
was so weird.
was.
I'm like, what are you talking about, Martell?
Only
So
that's why. But did he get it stayed? That's really the only thing that I'm so confused about, because if this happened in May, you're either on probation in May or you're not. So you can't say, "Oh, let me wait this out." And unless it's stayed, I think that's the term when you appeal something and they tell you, like, for example, with Trump, if Trump had gotten convicted, that he wasn't going to jail like most people go immediately. You'll get a stay, even if it's for a specific period. I don't know if stay is the word. He would have gotten time to get his finances and situation in order. Pookie just don't get those opportunities. And sometimes you can appeal a case and they'll say you can stay out until it's appealed. I don't know what the situation was with Martell, but all I know is that he appealed the case. So
he did.
Okay, you heard something today. You want to say it?
Well, I was looking at video today, and one of the bloggers' title is that he won, and here's why he won. But actually, what it said was, here's why he may win, or why he may not win in court. And then they just listed all of the different drama that had led up to that. Mm-hmm. So that's all that was. So he's supposed to be back in court on December 2nd. And so the video I saw today, and I sent you that link, she just did a good job of just listing every event that had gone on and led up to that date. It included lots of the things that you said. It had Cardon Bleu in there. And it, of course, had coleslaw and different conversations. So she's basically laying it out, saying, there's no way in the world he should be not charged with this, even though he's appealing it.
The courts don't like looking at reality TV's fodder. Now Huntsville is different, but in my experience in all of these different cities, when people sue people and they use what they're getting online, unless it's something that you're saying against yourself, like we saw with Apollo and Cynthia and them talking about such and such was in his car, and Cynthia said that on Watch What's Happening Live. That's why when we were watching it in real time, you wanted to choke Candy on why Candy has said that Phaedra sent the feds to their house. Cynthia did.
Mm-hmm.
Cynthia actually did. Cynthia said on Watch What's Happening Live that something she had of Apollo's, and it was early in the season. And she blamed Phaedra, and she was like, I absolutely didn't do that. Cynthia did.
Yeah. Yeah,
because if you remember, Apollo went to prison and then Phaedra came back. She's now single. That's when it happened. He was already in prison. I'm not talking about the season where he was in it. But anyway, you have to be careful what you say. That's why Karen and Maurice and everybody is annoying, and Kimmi, when they can't say nothing about their open cases. That's about it. But the interactions and stuff, these judges don't be liking hearing stuff from reality shows because they know that it's too y'all know that sometimes you to straight feed them lines. Did you not Did you not see that interview that Cynthia Bailey did from Housewives of Atlanta when she said, when they were sitting at that table, I think this was like whatever season Apollo was gone, and Cynthia had to accuse Phaedra of messing with Mr. Chocolate, who was allegedly Jamal Bryan, by the way. Cynthia said that there was a teleprompter there telling her what to say. Go back and watch that interview. I said they doing teleprompters. The producers make them do stuff. So all they have to say is that they know that it's too much fakery in reality to depend on it as real footage, but they will take what you say about yourself, about incriminating yourself.
I think they absolutely would use something that is online.
I'm sure you can. I'm sure you're going to try. I'm just saying the judges don't really trust it from reality TV because it's too much. Now, if he said on reality TV, I got the tape, I'm finna get it so and so. Yeah, you're right. Use it. But if it's shown that you getting off the show, no. Will it matter about these interviews? Because he did do interviews. I remember him talking about this tape.
Well, he did say on the what's her name?
I thought
Queen
he said with
Sheba.
Heavenly. He said it with Heavenly.
He said it with Heavenly then too. And he also said it with Queen Sheba that there was a video, so I think social media has so much wrong information on it. I get why a judge wouldn't look at that 100%, but there's no way they can exclude social media from this either.
Now, social media might be different because they do take that. I've been watching the YSL case, honey. Every post that they didn't put up, they didn't brought up. That's why they almost got a mistrial. Literally from social media stuff. Social media can be tricky as well, but if you argue somebody man in it. Yeah. But like for real, if it's your voice, that's different.
Yeah, it is.
We'll see.
All right. So let's see. Are we up to the game yet with Destiny?
Yeah, let's see it.
You know what? Can we just get to the one part?
That's where we at. No, I said that's where we at.
Well, no, I'm just saying, can we get to the one part where Destiny and Martell were doing the chairs, and then she said the big D, maybe you don't have it, or he said he didn't have it, but then he turned around and said, don't tell people about what we, and then kind of shut up from there. Did you remember the scene? Do you think that was him in any way admitting that there once was something going on with him and Destiny?
No, I think that Destiny might not find it funny, but I think that they know all the rumors that we talk about, they talk about. They're in these groups.
Yeah, we know they're in the groups. But the way he said that, I mean, I
think he was making fun.
I think he was making fun too. I think he was trying to make fun.
Yeah, but he's trying to make fun of the rumors. But Destiny broke that down way before this became a really big thing. But I remember in the interview, she was like, absolutely not. She was like, my dad dated his mom for years. No. Like I think that anytime you see people that are friends for a long time on TV, you tend to think they having something. Right. Let me just say this. Black people traditionally don't do stuff like that. Like these were two hood situations. We know that.
Like what?
When your mama date, your daddy and a mama date somebody, those children become, especially for extended period of time, they really do become your sister. We don't traditionally date our people that we see like that. We may molest them, unfortunately. But
okay, so it ain't even got to be dating.
I'm talking about
the way he made that comment sound, though. I was like, Martell, what do you mean? What y'all had going on? I still like the way it sounded because I never thought they messed around. But that comment made me be like, what did you say that for? And maybe there is nothing to it.
And he in his feelings. He January Capricorn. He in his feelings. We can't mask him well. Our mouth could be smiling, but our face is saying, I can't stand you. You know that really, right? So that's like a really bad trait. I don't like seeing it in boys. I can recognize it in myself, but I don't like seeing it in boys. And he's a boy. And he's that dude. He already ticked off. Everything he wanted to say, he was planning on saying it. Because he was kind of hot going in it.
He was hot already. I don't understand why Destiny, this was after the game itself, and they were sitting down talking. Why she said to Martell, well, you said there was something about an interview. So clearly they had already discussed everything and said what they were and were not going to bring up. And it sounds like that interview was something she wasn't supposed to bring up. Martell was like, what are you saying that for? So I thought it felt a little shady when she said, yeah, but you said something about that's shady to me.
It is. I mean,
that's shady. And it just pissed off Marsau, and it just started.
And we know she was probably forced to. She was probably not forced literally, but she was probably asked to. And she's in a fragile situation. She want to come back next season. She already fell out with Melody. She really ain't got no friends. She awkward even amongst them because it looked like Martell is her best friend. And
yeah, they're best friends.
And if Martell don't make up with Marsau, he ain't gonna have no feel with.
Well, the producers could have made her say that, but she does have limited people on the show that are really messing around with her right now, and I think that it hurt the whole situation. Because if I was Tisha, I'm now going to be looking at Destiny crazy. It's like, why are you bringing us specifics that you know is going to bring on a different fight? So I thought that was weird, and I have supported Destiny, of course, on little stuff like that, but she sounded real deliberate on some of the stuff she was doing. I would hope even the producer might have told her to say something. I would have hoped she would have maybe worded it a different way or something, not to make it look like you're throwing me under the bus right now. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, what do you think about Marsau and getting into the little dispute with Martell, and then threw up Tisha? Oh my God, it just broke my heart.
They cut a lot out of that episode, baby.
Yeah, I think they had. Yeah.
It didn't even, the transition didn't even make sense when he said she slept with my own boy. It's like, so something that it didn't even make sense, the transition, to be focused on Marsau and switch over to her. So something either was said or it was cut out really, really bad. That's really weird to me.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that was horrible. And then Marsau said they will never be friends again.
Never.
And now I'm wondering what the heck are we not hearing?
Yeah, they get to a point. I don't even understand why either, because I get as a man. That's why I said Marsau has to be believing the rumor. Do you understand what I'm saying? He can't be thinking this is about a general text. He has to believe that part. And if he believes that part, because he acts like this is the worst thing in the world, that he seems like, I ain't got no respect for you. In any situation that's fighting words.
But didn't he have respect for him before all this? I mean, he didn't instantly turn away from Martell after Martell got arrested.
I don't think he did. I don't think he's ever had respect for Martell.
Well, we know they all think Martell is stupid, but just in general, he seems to be, even when he sat down with Melody in last season, he seemed to be okay. He's the one that posted free Martell. So he never seemed to be really against Martell about any of this until today. So it felt weird that there was suddenly this shift.
It feels like it came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it really does. And, it might just be because Marsau knows, especially in this time, that Melody is probably the right side to be on.
And yes, I believe that has a lot to do with it. Because, I said to you when in watching this live, I was like, why it seemed like he want to get on Mel's side? Because it's not about whether or not, unless it's a situation where, they really can't really tell us, because they're not going to talk about the rumor. So in my mind, it's either he believes the rumor or he's trying to gain favor to her, because Marsau is also Marsau is a thinker in a way where he's been watching himself be dogged online. He went after Kiki. He didn't went after Stormy. They didn't have this whole you a bitch. He could be thinking strategically, like, I'm gonna take her side on this one.
Yeah. I think he is thinking about that now, because he's wanting to have a better name in the world of business. Yeah. But he definitely has shifted. Yeah. From when him and Melody had that sit down last season. Yeah. Him and the whole free. All right, let's see what else happened.
What you think about him daring him about the $50,000? We gotta go.
I know, and he's shady. I'm like, first of all, I don't even believe you got the $50,000, and I'm like, I'm like, Marsau, you shut up.
That's why he's an antagonizer. That's why I always say to Stormy. Stormy didn't have a thing coming. She thought she ate, she didn't. Calling him a B was nothing to him. He's quick wit. He was like, "Show me the $50,000 first." Like,
ain't silly.
Pull your card.
Martell tried to look confident when he said, "Oh, I got it," and something tells me in the back of our minds we was all like, "No, you don't." But okay.
Yeah, that was him calling him a bitch. If you want to keep it above. Marsau, he's quick wit, and where Martell gets it is that he's emotional. That's that January Capricorn. You can't think cohesively when you're emotional. That's why he's an untrained January Capricorn, because we usually are pretty we're good organizers. Yeah. So once you realize like you got a gift like that, you learn to almost talk yourself down in emotional situations. Like, I'm not going to get emotional because I'm going to say stupid stuff. So I'm serious. Give me a second. Give me a second. Like I'm telling you that's when I have the best thing, clearest mind. But when I'm upset, I just be talking outside of my neck. And I don't like doing that because I don't like apologizing. So,
ain't that the truth, child?
But I will apologize when I feel like I'm wrong. I definitely will. And I don't like hurting people's feelings. I think that's too karmatic. Too much karma come back.
Did Nell call him a bitch, or was it who did Nell?
She did. She did. And it is how he's doing it is bad. It's just like everybody keeps dangling this infidelity over Tisha. I do think it's so effing wrong. Like it's torture to a woman. Like y'all been talking about my hood like almost every season since the third season. It's tiresome. And here come Callie finna get mad at me because Marsau is the sexiest so-and-so in Huntsville. Because everybody want Marsau.
Everybody does, don't they? I mean, look, I've seen a couple of nice pictures. I'm just saying, but only a couple. I think Marsau just has, he just has that thing. He's good on TV. He's good in different situations, but he's definitely changed. And I think that's why him and Martell might have a hard time getting back to one.
I don't think you can ever go backwards.
Yeah.
But I will say this: he's so vindictive. He in a real bad situation. Martell, don't let them really get ignorant because stuff will start leaking. There were rumors that Tisha was cheating, by the way.
Okay, yeah, but when he said that though, I thought, no, I don't believe Tisha would cheat on her husband. I know nothing about that.
And somebody said something so bad, I just refuse to repeat.
Repeat it. What?
I'm not.
You have to.
I have to tell you off camera.
So that made me think, Martell, why are you sitting here lying? He's so ready to get everybody in trouble with him, which to me has been going on all these seasons.
I think he wants people to stop talking about him. We got to go. We got a show in 1 minute.
I know we do.
We finna do Potomac and Love and Marriage and
Married to Somebody's Medicine.
All right, y'all.
All right, bye-bye.
All right, enjoy your day, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.